Mhm. Mm, 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 mm. Well, good morning, everyone. It's been an interesting night in the city of Montgomery. We'll get to all of that stuff in a minute. But first of all, before we get to anything, let's see what the weatherman has to say this morning. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is Decisions. We call it that because everything we do requires us to make one. And even if we decide not to make one, well, we just made one. Good morning to you. As you rise and shine this morning, the temperature outside, at least that's what the weatherman says, it is 43 degrees, but it feels like 41. I personally can't tell 41 from 43 at all, but that's what the weatherman says. The full forecast for today goes as follows: 1% chance of precipitation today. Uh, High around 68 degrees, winds northeast at 10 miles per hour. Tonight, a little cloudy, but clear sky for the most part, low around 39 degrees, winds light and variable. On tomorrow, that's a southern colloquialism there, tomorrow. But up north, we say tomorrow, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm an honorary southerner now, so I'm going to use a southern colloquial, okay, like Donald Jenkins used to tell me that it's a colloquial. So I'll say, okay, I can live with that. Not a problem at all. Anyway, right now it's I thought it was raining, but it is not raining at all, as a matter of fact. Anyway, tomorrow sunny, high around 70 degrees. Yeah, around 72 degrees, winds light and variable. So you see, that's your weather in the city of Montgomery right about now. It is time to rise and shine again. We got a few things to talk about. I probably won't have enough time to get it all out today, but we're going to do our very, very best. Sergeant Major gets now he's private major because he did stupid stuff. Hey, you know what they say though, F around and find out. So that's what he did. Put a stain on the NCO Corps. Stain, especially the top three NCO Corps. I mean, stain. Whew. Man, I tell you what, just go to show you, some people just don't know when they have it good or not. Anyway, good morning to you. Time to rise and shine. And now let somebody else take it away. Well, that's what I'm thinking of doing anyway.
We change the world in history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
And good morning. It is time for our daily bread. A word from on high. Something that'll change your perspective. Or maybe, just maybe,
In the quiet of the morning,
give you another one. Right? So don't, we'll be back right after this.
Thankful whispers in a gentle breeze. Grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your grace, every moment filled with your warm embrace.
Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Isaiah 1:18. Hi, and welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. The Miracle of White Snow is the title of today's reading. It was written by Linda Washington. In the 17th century, Sir Isaac Newton used a prism to study how light helps us see different colors. He found that when light passes through an object, the object appears to possess a specific color. While a single ice crystal looks translucent, snow is made up of many ice crystals smashed together. When light passes through all of the crystals, snow appears to be white. The Bible mentions something else that has a certain color: sin. Through the prophet Isaiah, God confronted the sins of the people of Judah and described their sin as like scarlet and as red as crimson. But God promised they would be as white as snow. How? Judah needed to turn away from wrongdoing and seek God's forgiveness. Thanks to Jesus, we have permanent access to God's forgiveness. Jesus called himself the light of the world and said in John chapter 8, whoever follows him will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. When we confess our sins, God forgives us, and we're seen through the light of Christ's sacrifice on the cross. This means that God sees us as he sees Jesus, blameless. We don't have to wallow in the guilt and shame of what we've done wrong. Instead, we can hold on to the truth of God's forgiveness, which makes us white as snow. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Isaiah chapter 1, verses 15 through 20. When you spread out your hands in prayer, I hide my eyes from you. Even when you offer many prayers, I am not listening. Your hands are full of blood. Wash and make yourselves clean. Take your evil deeds out of my sight. Stop doing wrong. Learn to do right. Seek justice. Defend the oppressed. Take up the cause of the fatherless. Plead the case of the widow. Come now, let us settle the matter, says the Lord. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they are red as crimson, they shall be like wool. If you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good things of the land. But if you resist and rebel, you will be devoured by the sword. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken. Let's pray. Father, we are so grateful for the mercy you extended to us in Christ and for making a way back to you through his sacrifice. Thank you for forgiveness and grace that restored life to us. We pray that you would help us live in such a way that honors the gift you gave us and reveals your presence in us. May others be drawn to you through us, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries. Though your sins are like...
Okay, that's it. That's enough. We got it. Now, we're going to do you. Okay. All right. Let's get off. Got it. Every time I take my eye off the screen, something changes. So I got to continue to look at it all the time. Okay. Anyway, good morning. One more thing, and then we'll get on to today's conversation. State Patrol officer got shot last night. Didn't die. Thank God for that. A lot of other things going on in my... You know, what is it? Every time the mayor gets on TV and says crime is down. Again, I'm not blaming the mayor, but maybe we should leave that out of all the other speeches, because see, I do believe that the crooks be getting mad because they think that they're not doing their job. And every time he gets on TV, tell us how low crime is, these folks start shooting and hurting, killing one another. I mean, what's up with that? There's something in the water. Okay. I've been telling you guys for years what it is. Okay. For years. And the other day, I saw somebody who agreed with me. Why do we have so many issues in our culture and society today? Now, I know you're not going to believe this because it sounds like I'm making a joke, but I'm not. But when we come back, okay, I will tell you the secret of getting rid of a lot of the crime in all of America. Be kind. Of all the things you can be, always be kind.
I want to focus on that wonderful concept, that vital virtue that unfortunately and regrettably is often forgotten, the virtue of kindness, being kind. I want you to hear a story. 20 years ago, I drove a cab for a living. When I arrived at 2:30 in the morning, the building was dark except for a single light in a ground floor window. Under these circumstances, many cab drivers would just honk once or twice, wait a minute, then drive away. But I had seen too many impoverished people who depended on taxis as their only means of transportation to drive away. Unless the situation smelled of danger, I always went to the door. So I walked to the door and knocked. Just a moment, answered a frail, elderly voice. After a long pause, the door opened. A small woman in her 80s stood before me. By her side was a small nylon suitcase. "Would you carry this bag out to the car for me?" she said. I took the suitcase out and returned to assist the woman. She took my arm and walked slowly toward the curb. She kept thanking me for my kindness. "Oh, it's nothing," I told her. "I just try to treat all my passengers the way I would want my mother treated." When we got in the cab, she gave me an address. Then she said, "Oh, by the way, could you drive through downtown? It's not the shortest way." "Oh, I don't mind. I'm in no hurry. I'm on my way to a hospice." I looked in the rearview mirror and her eyes were glistening. I don't have any family left," she said, almost to herself. "The doctor says I don't have very long." I quietly reached over and shut off the meter. "What route would you like me to take?" For the next 2 hours, we drove all around the city. She showed me the building where she had once worked as an elevator operator. We drove through the neighborhood where she and her husband had lived when they were newlyweds. She had me pull up in front of a furniture warehouse that had once been a ballroom where she had gone dancing as a girl. Sometimes she'd ask me to slow down in front of a particular building or corner. She would sit staring into the darkness, saying nothing. As the first hint of sun was creasing the horizon, she suddenly said, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's go now." We drove in silence to the address she had given me. It was a low building. 2 orderlies came out to the cab. As soon as we pulled up, they were solicitous and intent, watching her every move. They were expecting her. I opened the trunk, took out the small suitcase, carried it to the door. The woman was already seated in a wheelchair. "How much do I owe you?" she asked. "No, you don't owe me anything," I said. "Oh, you have to make a living," she answered. "Oh, there are other passengers," I responded. Almost without thinking, I bent over and gave her a hug, and she held on to me tightly. "You gave an old woman a little bit of joy," she said. "Thank you." I squeezed her hand, then walked into the dim morning light. Behind me, a door shut. It was the sound of the closing of a life. I drove aimlessly, lost in thought for the rest of the day. I could hardly talk. What if that woman had gotten in an angry driver earlier that morning, or one who was impatient? What if I had refused to take the run, or had honked once and driven away? On a quick review, I don't think I have done anything more important in all my life. I love that story. Sort of helps me allow life to make up its mind again. You need to remember that story. the times you will want to be anything but kind. Because it is so much easier to bear a grudge and hate in return, or get back, or get even. Hate destroys the vessel it's kept in. Revenge never healed a wound. There's one thing all of us have in common: we've been mistreated by somebody. Some of you have known abuse, misunderstanding, and all of this has a way of siphoning your tank of kindness. It can make you hard. And you can get on with hard. You can get along with it. In fact, some will even respect you more because you're tough. But I urge you not to be. Be kind, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. When I'm truly free of revenge and bitterness, there is plenty of room in my heart left for kindness. And not until. Do what's right. Do justice. Love kindness. Walk humbly with your God.
Maybe you were born a really nice person with a gentle, sweet personality, and being kind to people comes pretty naturally to you, but I think more of the globe is not that way than is. And the good news is we can change.
It's amazing what one kind word can do. We don't think anything about it, but to the other person, it breathes life into their spirit. Our words have the power to lift people, to help them get through a challenge, to push them into their destinies. When you tell someone, I love you, I'm proud of you, you did great on that project, you're not just being kind, those are healing words. We don't know what people are going through. They may smile on the outside, but on the inside, they're hurting, they're lonely, they're discouraged. Many people have wounds from the past, wounds from a relationship that didn't work out, wounds from people trying to push them down. Just a simple word of encouragement. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. A simple compliment. You look beautiful today. It's no big deal to you, but to them, it's helping heal the wounds. It's lifting their spirits. It's causing them to believe in themselves. Your words can be what keeps them moving forward. And God puts people in our lives on purpose so we can bring healing. Letting people know that you care does more than you imagine. You have the power to put someone on their feet. You have the power to keep them from falling into depression. You have the power to cause them to pursue their dreams. Be free with your compliments. You can think well of your friend all day long, but if you never tell them, they'll never know. God wouldn't have brought it up if He didn't want you to tell them. He wouldn't have put that thought in you if the other person didn't need it. You may not know them. It may not make sense to you, but God knows what He's doing. There's a reason they need your healing. Don't withhold it. Don't try to reason it out. In my early 20s, a young man started coming up to the gym to play basketball with us. He was a loner. He was very unfriendly, very cold. He never talked. Even during the games, he wouldn't interact with us. Most of the guys just ignored him. But something down in here told me to reach out to him and make him feel welcome. I found out that his name was Bo. When he would come into the gym, I would go over and say, "Hey, Bo, it's great to see you today." He never said anything. He just hit his chest twice and walked away. I didn't know what that meant, but I hit my chest twice and walked away. This went on for several years. I saw him 4 or 5 times a week. Well, I stopped playing basketball there, and I hadn't seen Bo in over 20 years. One Sunday, he showed up at church. I saw him afterwards. I thought, where do I know this guy from? He said, I'm Bo. We used to play basketball together. That's the most I'd ever heard him talk. He went on to tell how he grew up in the projects. At 14, he started living on his own. Nobody wanted him. He never felt loved or accepted. He said, one of the main reasons I went up to the gym was to hear you say, great to see you today, because nobody had told me that they were glad to see me. Those simple words, letting him know that I cared, were like life-giving water. Today, Bo is married. He introduced me to his children. He's setting a new standard for his family. What am I saying? Nobody is in your life by accident. Don't ignore what you feel on the inside, that compassion to encourage them, that desire to be their friend. Take time to make them feel loved. It doesn't have to be something big. Just good to see you. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. Just let them know that you care.
Always be
I want
kind.
to focus on that
Okay, we got that.
wonderful.
We got it. Yeah, I'm good. I got that now. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. I enjoy that every time I do. I was just reading the story. Okay, first of all, I got to ask you guys about this thing right here. I want you to tell me about this picture I'm finna to show you, because I'm a little bit confused. Okay, before we get into any other thing, we had an officer. I believe we had an officer shot yesterday in West Montgomery. And I just don't know why every time the mayor tells us the crime is down, I think the crooks are listening. I'm sorry about that. I think, hey, I don't, I'm not trying to put you on there. So every time he tells us at one of his meetings that crime is down, which okay, I have no reason to doubt what he says. But why is it that on the same day crime goes up? Now we got special agents injured. We got another woman shot the other day. I'm just trying to figure out where these statistics are coming from. Make a brother want to stay at the house and don't go no place. Okay, around here. But now don't get me wrong. I don't feel like I'm in danger walking the streets, depending on what street I'm on. Uh, but crime, it don't seem to be. I mean, it doesn't seem to be getting lower, but that's what the mayor said the other night. You see, everybody thought I was kissing the mayor's butt. No, but when you do good stuff, you ought to get some credit rather than taking all the. I think the guy's doing a decent job. Listen, I'm not holding him responsible for all the people shooting people. Okay, that ain't his thing. He's not doing that. But again, there's a word called responsible, and then there's a word called accountable. All of our people that are in public office are accountable to us because of this criminal element. They're not responsible for it, but they certainly are responsible to us. Okay, what do you do? What do you do? I don't know. That's why I didn't run for office yet. I don't have the answers. But all these smart people around here, supposed to have all these answers and everything. So I'm thinking that they got the answers. Okay, I'm thinking they do. They got the answers. So let us. Okay. Well, let me show you this first for a second. Okay. Now I got to show you this because I'm sort of confused. Okay, I'm not really confused, but well, you take a look. See this? You see this picture right here of the guy. Now this is the guy. I'm gonna move that over here. This is the guy right here. That young man right there is the man who has been accused of shooting Big John. That Lowndes County sheriff. Yeah, I had an opportunity to meet him about once or twice, and that's the guy right there. And Chase, and he's gonna have his day in court. But that's not what kind of confused me. It's these big old cowboy hats that these sheriff people have on. I don't see Cunningham with a big old cowboy hat on. Now, if you're gonna be a sheriff, if you're gonna put the truck up and let's put a horse down there. Okay, we need to have the people ride horses. Then the chase needs to be on the back of a horse right now. Okay, well we get first of all, them hats are ugly. Okay, those hats are really really ugly. Okay, but if you're gonna have one on, okay, then you need a horse and not a F-350, whatever it is, whatever that big truck is, right? It's a Ford F-350. I think that's what it is. I'm just saying, if we're going to play the part, then let us play the part well. I'm just saying, I don't know what's up with the big old hat, but I don't like them. They look too big for the head and all that stuff. And you got to wear the gun. If you're going to wear the big old hat, you got to wear the gun on your side leg like they did in the old days. Okay, you can't be walking around with it on your hip. I don't even know how you can reach that so far up there. Even in the military, we put it on our legs now. So they do. I don't. Okay, that was just my observation for the day. I don't know why I felt that way. Okay. But that's the young man right there. By the time this guy gets to trial, we're gonna forget who he killed. Okay, I mean, what's it been 5 years now, and he still ain't made it to trial yet. Wow! And right now he up in Tuskegee, where this particular thing happened. I believe in Lowndes County, near Hayneville. I believe that's where it happened at. Anyway, I'm just wondering about that thing right there. And the sheriff with all these ugly hats on. I mean, and I just don't get it. I mean, now it'll be cool if you walk out of the jailhouse and you get on a horse. I'm good. Okay, I'm good with that. If you walk out of there and get on a horse, then I am. Yeah, I'm good with that. But they don't get on a horse. They get in a warm truck when they get out there. That big old see the hat makes you look tough, right? Makes you look tough. But then you get in the truck because you don't want to get cold or get wet or anything like that. I'm just saying that's just one man's opinion. Anyway, so much for that. Good morning to you. Sheriff Andre Bronson is the man, and he is the strength and condition. He's the what now? He's the what? The conditioning coach for Tuskegee University football team for many years. Well, I mad him for that. I mean, he's a man of many hats. That's cool. But that one he got on now is kind of ugly. But anyway, now I hope this doesn't get back to him because I don't want to be riding through Tuskegee one day and all of a sudden get the blue lights on the brother, and then it happens to be the sheriff. And then, I heard you. I not nearly as ugly as the hat you wear. Hey, this right here, this is a Kango. Okay, this is the epitome of class and suave. Okay, this hat right here. Yeah, that's a suave hat. That's the hat right there. Okay. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up because it kind of well, it kind of grated my nerve looking these. First of all, these hats are just ugly. I just think they're ugly. I just think nothing good about. I want to make sure that ugly hat message gets to Andre. Hold on one moment while I get him on the phone. Hey, listen, I talked to him. Hell, I don't even know which one is the sheriff. I mean, is the guy with the white hat on the sheriff, or is the guy with the sheriff with the brown on? I don't know which one it is. Does anybody know which one it is? I'm going to assume it's the guy. It's the guy. I'm assuming it's the guy with the brown stuff on there, and I don't know. I don't even know who the sheriff is. Okay, what about now? Okay, Cordell Walker wearing his hat looks good. Okay, Cordell can whoop anybody's tail without even pulling out a gun. Okay, so Cordell is the man until even at 80 years old. Cordell can probably still whoop me. Okay, I'm just saying. But Cordell, that hat fit him. See, this hat doesn't fit Brunson. This hat doesn't fit. It looks like a 2-gallon hat right there with a big bowl of soup in it waiting to put in it. Okay, it doesn't. No, it is not complimentary at all. At all. Okay, but Cordell Walker is the man. Now, if you don't know who Cordell Walker is, you mess around, go through Texas one day and do something wrong. Okay, I'm just saying. You're gonna find out who Cordell is. Okay, and I got Cordell's number in my cell phone. Okay, we're just waiting for a good time to get him on the phone for the interview. So I'm just saying, I got the number. Yeah, I'm gonna have him on the phone. I'm gonna have him on the show one day, and we gonna handle this business. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, William Chase Johnson, the man who's charged with killing Lowndes County Sheriff Big John Williams, late 2019. Wow, that's been 6 years ago. Appeared in Macon County Court the other day for a scheduled status hearing. The jury selection process and setting a trial date were the hearing two main topics of discussion. You know, I think what we are running into with this kid. Um, you know, is not giving him a speedy trial. You know, I mean, it's been 6 years now, 7 years now almost. I mean, not giving him a speedy trial, that's a big deal. You know, I mean, they can let him off. He'll be let off because they had him in jail so long without a trial. You know, and the Constitution does give us a right to a speedy trial. Okay. Anyway, but hey, well, I appreciate you recognizing Cordell, though. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Cordell. I mean, nobody wears a cowboy hat like Cordell Walker. Okay. I mean, it fits him to a T. These brothers right here, they need to get a Kango on. Okay, they need to put a Kango on. They don't need to walk around with a 10-gallon hat on. Okay, it just sucks. Okay, it just sucks. Don't do much good. Anyway, last night, if you have not heard, there has been a shooting of a special agent assigned to the Alabama law enforcement agencies. SWAT team was hospitalized after being struck by gunfire in an officer-involved shooting Wednesday night, and I think it's in West Montgomery. The incident happened at about 5:51 p.m. I was hearing about it last night, 5:51 p.m. and the 400 block or the 4,000 block of Longleaf Drive, and I believe that's over there near Spring Valley, someplace. Okay, so I'm just saying, it is dangerous out there. Every time the mayor tells us how every time the mayor tells us how great the city, how the crime in the city is going down, I'm telling you that very same day, somebody shoots somebody. That's just the way it goes. I mean, I don't know. I just, hey, mayor, next time we have a state of the meeting or whatever, let's leave the crime statistics out. Okay, tell them to call your office or something like that. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay. Now, moving on to other things. I don't know why Willie had to pick on Cordell Walker, my hero. All right? I mean, he was an Air Force guy, but he served this nation in the Air Force. I think he was in Vietnam actually. But he was a pencil pusher. Just cool. Nothing wrong with being a pencil pusher. I mean, somebody's got to get the pay right when it's all messed up. Okay. And Gary, okay, Dr. Joe, my hat is absolutely cool. Okay, I'm just telling you. As a matter of fact, I'm not exactly wearing it the right way. As a matter of fact, but moving right along to other things. Did anybody happen to see the Senate hearings or the House hearings? What are the Big Mouth? What's her name? And all these people going after Bondi. I think Bondi's doing a decent job. Since I'm not a law enforcement, I'm not a law. Here's me and law have one thing. Me and the law, we have an understanding. I would do my best not to break it. If you do your best not to put me in jail, okay? And so far, after all these years, it's been working. Okay, so I don't get involved in their business, except I did get involved with all these roadblocks they used to put up all the time, and I fought that, and I won. I win most of the time my cases because my cases are predicated on the Constitution of the United States. That me and many other people served this nation to make sure it still stood after all these years, 250 years almost. I'm just saying. So, but other than that, though, I don't get involved with the police, and I try not to get them involved with me. Okay, did you get a bowl of soup with that hat? Come on, man. Okay, y'all being mean to your brother now. Y'all just see everybody can't wear a Kango. Okay, everybody can't wear a Kango. Okay, I'm one of the few people that can. My head is just built the right way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't do it. Now, I can never wear a hat like the Sheriff Brunson is wearing. So I can. Oh Lord, it's Mister. Okay, it's Mister. Okay, y'all know who it is, right? Okay, okay, okay. Go ahead, Duke. What you got?
Right. Huh? You just brought up Pam Bondi, didn't you?
Yes,
Now what? Now let me hear you say that again. She doing a what now?
she's doing a wonderful job. Now,
I needed me a laugh this morning.
wait.
I needed me a laugh early this morning. Explain yourself, sir. Explain that for me.
The only people that can tell her she was doing a bad job and has any merit whatsoever is the president of the United States, or maybe one of those former attorney generals. Other than that, we don't know jack about her job.
Okay, Kevin.
Yeah.
Let's get serious for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a chance to see those women that was raped and abused as kids standing behind her, sir?
I saw that, and
That's what. Listen to me. Hold a minute, sir. Let me let you go on before I take you down. Go ahead.
And some of them might be lying. Okay, there have been cases in this country where social workers and counselors have convinced people that they were sexually abused and assaulted, and it was a lie from hell. A bunch of them. So I don't really care about people standing behind anybody. They should have shot that Mother Hubbard if somebody did that to him. But I don't. I'm telling you, and I think it was AI. I don't think they were really there.
That's the best you got, Kevin.
I don't believe.
I'm on the air so I can respond.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah.
You got him on the air.
You are on
Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, there was a moment in there that she's a laughing stock. They asked her why haven't the men that did these things to these young girls at the time,
Mm-hmm.
why haven't any of those people been brought forward? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what her response was? Did you hear her response?
Refresh my memory.
She said, we shouldn't be talking about this. Now, you know, the stock market under President Trump, the best president we ever had, got up to 50.
Mm-hmm.
And yo, Kevin.
And again, we don't know.
What? So, Kevin, what the hell the stock market got to do with this case right here about the Epstein file and these kids being molested and abused by these idiot men or whomever did stuff to them? What in the hell the stock market got to do with it?
Well, I'm with you on that one if that's what she said. But
she said all of that. See, you say now, what you do is take parts of stuff.
No, let me ask you something. Why should I care what they say? Why should I care what they say up there?
Well, you brought it up. You said how good a good job she was doing, didn't you? Didn't you come on here way and say she's doing a great job? That woman made her ass out of herself yesterday, man.
Okay, and next week we're going to have a woman in town that was the vice president.
Then what make it so bad? Kevin? A Republican guy questioned her ass yesterday. A Republican from Kentucky questioned her ass, and she tried to clown with him. The bitch won't keep her mouth closed for 5 seconds.
Okay. Well, again.
But you don't want to get a word in.
Wait. The former VP is going to be in Montgomery having a conversation with us. Let's see how smart she is. Let's
stick to Pam Bondi. See, that's what I said yesterday. See, you go out of your way. You go out of your way
that's
to protect Trump Trump and his crew.
It's
You go out of your way, sir.
wait a minute.
And you can't. You don't have nothing to stand on this one right here, Kev.
Wait,
You
wait,
make
wait.
yourself look. You making yourself look stupid like this damn woman making her stuff look stupid yesterday, dude.
guarantee you, no matter what happens up there in Washington D.C., my checking account won't be affected to the good or to the positive, to the negative. So I really don't care what they talk about.
But I do question why haven't she arrested these people? But she can go out and pick on people like Don Lemon and ex-soldiers. Matter of fact, Kevin, that little case they tried to do against the people that said that soldiers shouldn't do illegal activities and all that stuff.
And
that shit got thrown out, brother.
Wait a minute. It got thrown out. Listen, Washington D.C. is a cluster of liberals who depend on the government. But they will not.
Your headset guy said the same thing, Kevin. Said the same way a couple years ago. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Now, it's all right for him to say it.
First of all, the UCMJ is what we're talking about. I don't care what civilians say. From a military standpoint, that military man, Kelly, the colonel, was wrong. See, the civilians.
No. It wasn't the help sector in the military. You're a defense guy.
Yes, he was.
Wasn't he in the military? Yeah. He made the same comments last year.
Yeah.
Before he got his ass in that position. He said the same thing. They showed videos of him saying the same thing, Kevin. You don't do your homework. You don't do your homework before you come on here running your mouth, see?
Wait a minute. What did he say? He
same exact thing. They said it the same way. Same exact way they said it. Yes, he did. I bet you. Huh? Pull it up yourself.
Show me the video. Okay. Anyway,
do some homework for yourself sometime before you try to argue with people like myself, intelligent people like myself. Do your homework sometime.
What you know about the military?
Huh?
What you see?
I listened to that. I educated myself on that part. I sat there and listened to him. I listened to him out of his own mouth. Okay, just like you guys.
What did he say? What did he say? What did Hexef say?
He said the same thing. He said the same thing that these soldiers cannot get involved with illegal activities while they're in the service. Kevin, he said the same thing that they said on the video.
No. They made an inference. They made an inference.
They made a video. They put it on so you can watch it over and over.
They made an inference that those soldiers should not obey the orders of the President of the United States.
Illegal orders, Kevin. You say it right now. Illegal.
No. They made an inference that
they said illegal. They used the word illegal, Kevin.
Oh hell! It's how you use the words. It ain't the words you use.
They didn't say anything They didn't say anything about the damn stock market and nothing like that. They stayed on script.
They were trying to.
They didn't say a damn thing about the stock market. They stayed on script.
They were trying to get our young men and women in the military to disobey lawful orders. Nobody had been accused of giving.
Kevin, it's okay to come out a Trump ass this morning and breathe.
Listen,
come on.
I keep
go breathe in and out.
I keep looking up his butt looking for you. Okay, you don't have a right to try to manipulate military personnel to disobey order. All right, and that's what they were trying to do. Yeah, Don.
That Duke is one ignorant human being. You know when Epstein went to prison?
When he went to prison?
Yeah, he went to prison.
Yeah.
He was convicted, went to prison. When was that?
And he killed himself. Or they say he killed himself anyway.
Yeah, when was it that he went to prison?
I don't know, a couple of years ago.
No, 2008 under Obama. And then you had 4 years of Joe Biden that did jack while Epstein was in there. And now these idiots think they can try to make something with Trump. People like Duke are so damn ignorant because they don't look at the facts of anything. It's a pathetic human being. I wonder, I think Duke's upset. You know, they started those new work requirements on food stamps. You think that's what irritated him?
Good idea. And you can't buy.
Yeah, I do too. But he's got to get out and work to get them now.
Okay. Well, that's the way it goes. Don't work.
It's an ignorant person, uneducated, unable to read.
Well, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody. Said Duke 1, Kevin 0, Don 0. Well, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Again, when it comes to military, Dick don't know Jack. Dick wouldn't know a heart. Dick wouldn't know a Duke wouldn't know a field jacket. Okay. From nothing, from a tank. Wouldn't know the difference. So we're gonna leave that alone. Okay. Talk about something that you know about. We'll talk about it. But there has never been anybody charged with giving an illegal order. Now, the standard is for military. Here is the standard, and I looked it up. You say I look up things I want to look up. The standard for an illegal order. It is an order that is so obviously wrong that a third grade person would know the difference between right and wrong. That's the standard. So an illegal order is not hard to prove if a third grader can understand it. The problem we have in America right now, because of political correctness, then we mush and mash all of this stuff together, where now it's hard to tell the difference between right and wrong. Okay. So anyway, you don't have a right. You don't have a right to you don't have a right to disobey orders of the commander in chief. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Hold on. Gotta get the name right. I got it. Yes.
Simpler days.
Simpler day. That's it. What's up?
In simpler days,
yes.
when the Democratic governor, George C. Wallace, stood in the schoolhouse door at the University of Alabama, and George Wallace had the National Guard, and then the Attorney General and President Kennedy said, no, we're federalizing them, and they can move you aside. Now, what if those National Guardsmen would have said, I'm going on the side of the governor. I'm not going to follow the president's directive.
Yeah.
What about that?
That would have been a constitutional crisis.
Right. But they followed the orders, even though some of those old Southern boys may not have felt, but they followed the orders.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true.
And I mean, so you can look at it from different angles, but it's sort of like in school, and the teacher tells you to line up for the drill, for the fire drill, and you say, well, I don't want to get in that line because my mama told me I didn't have to. Well, there's going to be punishment. There's going to be penalties for not getting in line, and something bad can happen. But anyway,
like the thing in Arkansas, when they that little girl was going down, from what I understand, the little girl was going to integrate that school, and the National Guard, or I don't know if those are active duty soldiers or National Guardsmen. Who did Kennedy send those people down there, or to Arkansas? It was Kennedy. I don't think it was Johnson. I don't think Johnson had the intestinal fortitude to do it, so it had to be Kennedy.
Well, I mean, all down through history, they've federalized the National Guard in for different events. But anyway, hey, yesterday when you was closing out your show, I caught my ear when you were talking about that you thought there should be control on rent.
Yes, I do.
Well, let's carry that one step farther. I think there should be a control on taxes and fees.
I agree with that,
because if you control the taxes and fees, then you've got more income, and then maybe the person that owns the house doesn't have to go up on the rent.
Again, I don't have a problem with that, but 6 years ago, when COVID came, some people were paying $500 a month rent, whatever the case may be, which would have been good. Those same apartments now that are in worse condition are costing people anywhere from $800 to $1,200 a month now. The income hasn't gone up. If you're on Social Security, your income only went up 2%, which by the time they got done taking taxes out of that, it may be more like 0.5%. Okay, so yeah, people need a place to stay. Alabama, I just got a bill yesterday for $324 for my for my light bill, and I'm finna put a, what do you call that? I'm finna put a GoFundMe. I'm I'm finna put a GoFundMe up. Uh, and so, where do people go who are on Social Security, on disability, legitimately? They can't afford that. They can't afford every time the guy wants to take the rent up. I mean, that's great. We don't have a right to live inside.
Yeah, right. I mean, the people that live on a fixed income, and that's the reason when you go up on taxes and you go up on fees, they don't have any way to increase their income.
That's right.
So
Exactly. But when you take when the government or when the private sector takes their prices up, we still don't have any way to get any more income. So
and when you raise the minimum wage up, and the power company has to pay the lineman more money,
it's the biggest. Right. The minimum wage is the biggest assault on the intelligence of the American worker that has ever been realized. Every time the minimum wage goes up, everything else goes up. It is an illusion that you're making.
Sure it is.
And so it
is. And that's why when the state or the county or the city puts a 10 cent, 8 cent, 7 cent tax, it causes things to go up because people have to compensate. But hey, I fact checked myself yesterday on Mayor Reed attending the police memorial.
Right.
He didn't attend last year because I was there. He sent Chip Hill, who's no longer with the city.
Right. But
he didn't.
I'm looking at something right now. A picture right now says May 16, 2025. And it's a picture from WAKA with him.
Well, I don't know, but Chip Hill was there last year because I was there.
But he had a representative. That's right. But he did have the city represented. Right?
Well, yeah, but you know, people want to feel like they're important, they're needed, they're wanted, and
okay,
you know, whether it plays into it or not, Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Look, why is the city having to give $10,000 to get a police officer to come? Does the sheriff's department, do they have to give $10,000 to get an applicant to come?
Well, now,
no.
Okay, but now let me ask you another question. There are some jobs in the military that you get a bonus for signing up for it because of the dangerous position that it puts you in. And I think you have an obligation to a duty to serve your nation. But even then, there are some jobs that are a little bit more dangerous than other jobs, and they pay bonuses for that.
I didn't get a sign-in bonus, and there was a waiting list. And all those years prior,
mm-hmm.
I didn't get a sign-in bonus. And if you go to Birmingham right now, Birmingham gives $10,000. See these blue cities like Montgomery
mm-hmm.
and Birmingham? The Jefferson County Sheriff's Department doesn't give $10,000 for an applicant. But there's a reason these blue cities, Birmingham and Montgomery, the Sheriff's Department's how far? A few miles down the road. They're not having to do that, and they've got a waiting list. There's a reason for that.
So
there's a reason for that.
Well, I mean, I don't. Is it culture? Is it the times that we live in today? Is it that people don't? Now, I will say one thing. During the whole George, what was that guy named? A young man that got killed by the police in Minnesota. George Floyd thing. You know, it was beat the police down, beat the police down, beat the police down. And I understood why they did it, because police felt that they were some of the most misused, misaligned people in America for a minute, and they were. And so I don't have. I understood that.
Okay, and the dust is settled from that.
Right.
The dust is settled. But so why, if that's the case, if we want to follow that logic that they beat the police down, then why does the sheriff's department have a full complement of deputies and have over 100 on a waiting list.
Well, now I haven't seen
But
the
yet,
list. I haven't seen the list. So, I mean, right now that could be
well,
hyperbole. I don't know.
Well, you know who you can call
Yeah.
to find out. You know who, and just like I do,
Yeah.
you know who you can call, and then he will tell you that the majority of the people on that waiting list are either former or present MPD officers that want to get out because of the working conditions.
Well, then why don't they come out in public and say it?
They've come to the FOP. They come to us, and they've asked us to go down.
Y'all don't have the power that I have. So why don't
you don't? We don't.
Why don't they come to mediums like this and complain about it? Or why not take a vote of what is that vote that people take against leaders when they think that they're no longer capable of doing the job? What is that thing they do? A no confidence vote. Why don't we do that? I mean, not just talk about it, then do something. If it's that bad, then do something about it.
Because nothing is going to be done about it. Nothing. And that city council is spineless, and they go along with it. And that's why they're having to pay $10,000 for a new applicant, and the sheriff's department is not having to pay a dime and has a waiting list.
Well,
logically, it tells you something is going on that the same sworn law enforcement.
Okay, so, or maybe it could be that our society has sissified so many males today that they don't have the gonads to stand up and tell you what they think.
No, when they get their assignment changed, when they get taken out of a command position, when they get taken privileges away from them for stepping up and speaking out, then unless you have a whistleblower deal.
Right, but that happens. I mean, that happens in radio. That happens in just about any other job. Working in Mickey D's. I mean, it happened to me. I mean, it happens.
Well, the city council could pass an ordinance and say, look, we want a whistleblower deal, and you can come to us with no penalties, no repercussions, and you can tell us what's going on, why we have to pay $10,000 per applicant, and the sheriff's department doesn't pay a dime.
That we know of.
We know. They pay for their college, they'll pay for their school, but they're not paying them. They're not paying them to come and be a part.
Well, isn't that pretty much the same thing? I'm gonna give you college tuition. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal, but you're going to work for them, and you're not having to pay a finder's fee. But you're getting something for your money.
Well, that's true.
Because they can stay 2 years. They can stay 2 years and walk out the door and flip their nose at you and say, that's $10,000 I got in my pocket.
Okay. And I hear you, but you have to motivate people with something. I mean, being a policeman is a tough job these days.
Why doesn't the sheriff's department have to motivate them?
Okay, now let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Okay, let's just be a little bit honest here, intellectually honest here. The sheriff department job is a lot easier than the city cop job. Would you agree with that?
You are making a very false statement. They are doing police functions, the same police functions. They've taken on more now because they're 300 police officers short. Right. They're doing their job. They're writing tickets. They're enforcing the law in the city of Montgomery.
And that's a temporary right, because we're short. I got that part. But normally, the sheriff department don't have the day-to-day interaction with as many citizens as police people do. Is that? I'm not a police officer, but I do got some eyes here. I know out there in the boonies where Bambi's running around and the cows running across the street ain't exactly putting up with Joe like they did last night, shooting the police off. I mean, it's a little bit more dangerous.
They have a narcotics unit. They have canines. They have traffic. They have motors. They have everything that MPD has everything.
Okay, so
and they've got a big county jail that they have to take.
Right. But
I mean,
they don't have the day-to-day operation with as many citizens as, except for the fact that our sheriff department is downtown Montgomery. They don't normally. If it wasn't for downtown Montgomery, we probably wouldn't even know what most of them look like because they're out in the country, they're in the boondocks, doing property.
They're in the courthouse. They're in the courthouse providing security in the courthouse. The city, as you just said, the city has pushed out into all directions. So now they're having to cover out in the county, plus now provide police functions
now, Camilla
within the city.
Now she says that we pay county taxes also, so therefore they should protect the city. It should be part of the deal.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They're responding to the same cause that the city is because of the 300 officer shortage.
Well,
they're providing the same function.
If that many people, and we do have gray boys, which from what I can tell, is a pretty good guy. I think. I don't know what his leadership style is, but. If there's an issue, Mayor, he should work that out with the governor, with the mayor.
Mayor, come on!
What, brother?
Look what the mayor has done to Gray Boy. He's clipped his set. He brought in a woman from Baltimore to be the number two, not somebody.
Now that did bother me. That
not somebody. And now he's rehired this Batiste guy that ran. He hired him one time.
He's back. I didn't know he was back.
Yeah, he was the public safety / advisor to the mayor, and he came from Mobile. Then he decided he wanted to run for mayor of Mobile, so he took a leave of absence or left, and now they brought him back. And now your police chief, Gray Boy, is cornered in between Batiste, the public safety advisor, and this woman from Baltimore. So he's window dressing.
Okay. Do you think there's some DEI stuff going on? Is that what you're saying?
Do I think what's going on?
There's some DEI stuff going on.
I think whether whatever flavor Kool-Aid he is, the chief, they don't want him to have any power, and that's why they have him boxed in, cornered in between this woman from Baltimore and this dude from Mobile. Why do you need that? Why do you need that if you're 300 officers short?
Matter of fact, they ought to be on the street.
Bingo! I mean, how many police officers, and just like Doug Singleton said about that money going to Louisiana, how many folks could you put on the street for that kind of money? But you'd have to pay them $10,000 to get them. Have a good day, Mayor.
All right there. Simpler days. I am convinced that a lot of you guys just don't like the mayor. And listen, and you have a right not to like her, who you don't like. Todd, who is my main man, was my brother from another mother. He had issues. He had issues politically. I mean, even Emory Farmer wasn't the perfect leader, but they had it. I mean, no matter who is in that chair, somebody is going to complain about them. No matter who it is. It could be Jesus Christ could be the police chief or the mayor of the city of Montgomery, and somebody would go down there and be complaining about Jesus. I think you're doing it wrong. Okay, we just will. We will. God Himself could be the mayor, and somebody will think they could do it better than Him. I don't know. I am not qualified to be the mayor, the police chief, hell, not even a policeman. Although I was a National Guard one time. So, I know how to use that baton and whoop somebody's butt if I had to do it. Okay? Anything? Doug didn't say anything when it comes. Listen, I'm all for Whitewater. I'm all for it. Bring somebody to Montgomery for more than about what white folks used to do to us. Let them come here and understand the ambiance and the great environment between blacks and white in Montgomery. We make so much money off past misery until I don't think anybody wants any peace. Okay, as long as you can bring them, let's go to Montgomery, see how the black people living. Okay, so we just. Oh. Yes, Mr. C. How you doing?
Better part of the cloud. How about yourself, sir? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You love to make these outlandish ass comparisons. if Jesus Christ was in that seat, the only thing about them complaining about him, they would be wrong because he would be right because he can't make a mistake. So you got the wrong comparison. Get yourself another one, brother.
No, we would still complain.
No, I said, but they would be wrong.
Well, they may be wrong, but they still complain.
They would be wrong.
I know, but they will still complain.
So the only thing about it, don't worry about the complaints. Okay. Just make sure that the complaints are not valid.
Okay.
That's all. That's your job to do as a leader. And then if you get a complaint that you think is valid and it needs to be some kind of way worked on, get to working on it. Don't ignore it and don't explain it away. That's all. That's what good leaders do. Okay. Now, I don't know what you do.
Now we have.
I ain't figured it out yet.
Now we have TDS and we have RDS.
I don't care what we got. Let's go back to what I called you about.
Okay.
If Jesus Christ was down there,
yes,
and they complained, they would be wrong. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
So your comparisons is invalid.
Okay,
sir. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
I appreciate you. That's good. I still wouldn't stop them from complaining, but I hear what you're saying. They complain when Jesus walked the earth. So you know they people will just complain. That's what they do. Okay, the mayor needs to be held accountable for the police department. Well, that's true. I mean, he at the end of the day, he is the mayor and he is in charge. He's the man. He's the HNIC. So I'm just saying, that's the head Negro in charge, not the other one. He's in charge. So I feel you. I feel you in that. But let's listen. If there's an election next year in the city of Montgomery for mayor, there's an election and the city council, I believe. So there's an election. If you really don't like what's happening, if you think that you have a better plan, run for mayor. Not only run, and if you're correct, then you can get elected. Okay? So that's the solution. Because whining and moaning and groaning about it, it's not going to change anything. He's still the mayor. So again, and I don't personally think you're doing such a bad job. I think the politics, though, the politics of Montgomery is one that is infused with the past, the future, and the present, all meeting together in one place. And I don't know why we can't figure it out. Okay. I don't know why we can't figure it out. Okay. We got people who were somebody during the civil rights struggle in this city. There was somebody. They won the war, but we're still fighting the battles. And if the issue with the mayor is a philosophical one, then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I can get him on for a couple of hours one morning. And if you guys promise to be nice, we can do a round table on the air with the mayor and some of his biggest critics. And if you want to be part of that, you send me your name and you text me your name, whatever the case may be, and I will see if he'll sit in on a roundtable discussion with you guys. Okay? Because the guy's been elected twice. So evidently he's doing something okay. Evidently he's doing something okay. But you can't, we are never, ever, ever going to please everyone. I mean, as brilliant as I am, there are people call me a fool sometimes. You know, tell me how dumb I am, which sometimes it probably is true, but you know, can't be smart about everything. Now, if the mayor interceded in running the police department, they would complain about him micromanaging the police department. Well, they don't have to micromanage it, but he's certainly still responsible for it. And so I didn't quite understand why we brought this little short woman to Montgomery to be second in charge in the police department. That part I did. All these policemen in Montgomery, I don't understand that one. Why we always got to go to some other town, some other state to get somebody, because that pretty much demotivates people who live here their whole life. It pretty much demotivates them about trying to reach the highest pinnacles of success in their own city. They got to go someplace else, because every time a position comes open, we're going to go someplace else and find somebody to fill it. Okay. So I think if we start appreciating, every once in a while I go out to the VA and I see the former police chief of Montgomery, and I thought she did an outstanding job. The mayor said, but we went and got somebody else. I don't know why we keep doing that. You know, but we keep going to get somebody else. So, you know, go to work, get your check, and keep moving on, because it ain't no moving up. Because as soon as the position comes available, we're going to go out someplace else and get somebody. We're going to Louisiana, we're going to Birmingham, we're going all these places to get somebody where we have people. I believe we have professional policemen in Montgomery who could be a good police chief. I mean, Grayboy seems to be okay. But some people do bring up an interesting question: is he running things, or is he being ran? You know, that's what people want to know. Is Grayboy's running the police department, or is he being ran? I don't know. And the only way to find out, I guess, is to run for a mayor, which I can't do that. All right, cowards, just about it. They will not run for the mayor. They can win dog catcher. Couldn't even win dog catcher, which is probably me. Although I am going to run for the city council next year. Yeah, I'm going to run. I'm going to run against Marsha Johnson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. I'm coming for you. That's right. Well, okay, not literally, but you know, on the ballot. Okay, it's going to be nice seeing my name, Elk Dog, Kevin Elk Dog Elkins. Oh yeah, that'll get me some votes, Elk Dog, because I'm mean. That's a scoundrel sometimes. But I'm mean in looking out after the interests of people. Okay. But anyway, moving on to other things. Did anybody see we had anti-ICE protester rally at the federal courthouse building the other day? Yeah, Montgomery. Now, I'm not going to talk about them women, because most of them, they need to be somewhere where the sign says, "I need a man." But we're going to leave that alone. We're just going to leave that alone, because I mean, that's them. But I just don't know. Now, we did have one black lady, an older lady there, and one guy holding the flag with the stars upside down, which signifies a nation in distress. Now, I don't know if they know that, or if they don't realize that they're holding the flag upside down. I don't know. You know, I don't know what their deal is. Let me see. I'll show it to you, because this is because these are the things that just kind of or just kind of grate me. Okay, there we go, right there. There we go, right there. So now you see, these people here look like, I mean, they really look like geniuses. I mean, they really look like geniuses. I mean, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that one of them is going to find the cure for cancer. Okay, I'm pretty sure that one of them will. Okay, but those are the folks that they sitting outside the courthouse, and you know, hold lawmakers accountable. Okay, what she said? Rule, bonded by politics, ruled by money, demand, organize, and replace. Hold lawmakers accountable. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Okay, I don't think. Now, I'm just saying this. I'm just being myself here. I don't believe that there's one lawmaker, okay, that's going to be intimidated by this group. I just don't believe they are. I think they came outside and had to go to the bathroom to relieve themselves after looking at this. They're not intimidated. You guys got to do a better job than this. Okay. Now, if you get about 50,000 people to come downtown, they may listen to you. But right now, I ain't gonna worry about that. Okay. I'm just saying these guys right here, though, I don't believe that they are going to be, that much of a threat to any lawmaker downtown. So y'all might as well take your little tutus and your little hats and your other thing and just go someplace else. ICE. But now ICE is doing their legal job. I don't like the way the job is being done, not that the job is being done. I have no problem with ICE doing their job. But I do have a problem with stringing people up, putting strip ties on them, and all they're trying to do is make a living. But they did break the law. They did break the law. Okay, they did break the law by coming here, and we got our own crooks, so we don't need to import any. Okay. No. What did read my previous comment? Okay, what is a previous comment? What did he say? Since it's Valentine's Day weekend, it is going to be a lot of women in the baby delivery rooms around October or November of this year, because it's going to be some baby making vibes going on this weekend. Okay. I whatever. Okay. I hope so. I mean, we need babies. We need babies because somebody's got to pay the Social Security for the next generation. So we need workers. But according to Elon Musk, work is going to be optional soon because of AI. Okay. And it's just, that is to protest stupid looking people to know this country is in distress. But I don't think they know that by holding the flag upside down. Now, they may know that's what it means, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt they know that holding the flag upside down means a nation in distress. I doubt if they, yeah, I doubt it. Oh, Valentine's Day. Okay, baby. I'm trying to eat breakfast. Who gave you that nickname? I don't know who gave me that nickname. Dr. Toe, did you give me that nickname, Elk Dog? I kind of like it. It fits me, okay? You are dumb for thinking rent control works. All right, I'm serious about this question. Here's my question. What do we do with people who are on Social Security, don't have much money? What do we do with those people and there's no room left in the home, these houses, Jefferson Davis house, all that stuff. There's no room left. Where do they live? If the rent can go up at the moment's notice because the landlord said, I think I need to go on a vacation, so I need more money. Where do these people live? I'm not talking about rent controls out near Wind Lakes or places, where real estate is a substantial investment. I understand that. But there ought to be a particular part of town that don't look like a ghettoville where people can have a decent house, nothing extravagant, a decent house with some decent windows in it so they don't get hot as hell in the summer and cold as hell in the wintertime. They ought to be able to know that they can live, we can live our last days on earth at least in a decent place to stay. Okay? Without having to worry about somebody taking our maybe we just need to build a big old hotel for the old folks, like the veterans home. Like the veterans, what they call that thing? The veterans house, whatever it is. Anyway, maybe we need to do something like that. But we certainly need to do something. Hell yeah, we need some rent control, but only in certain parts of town. Okay, you don't need a rent control out in Wind Lakes. Listen, if them folks want to pay all that money just so they can live up there and say they live in Wind Lakes, let them have it. Have at it. Have at it. I don't care. But you go to places like, and even Cloverdale's getting ridiculous a little bit. But you go to West Montgomery. Every town in America has a West Montgomery. But in some towns where I'm from, it's the east side of town. But these people need some help because everybody's not going to be an AI expert, not going to make $100,000 a year. Some people will just make what they can make. So yeah, I do believe we need this. We need some aspect of rent control. I know it's not like a Democrat on that one, but still, because I care about folks. Because it's disheartening to see people living and laying in the streets. And even though most of them are living out there so long until they become accustomed to doing it, it becomes part of their natural life is to live outside. Okay. Personally, I would think you're kind of mentally ill. Where are you from again? I am from a little town called South Bend, Indiana, home of Notre Dame. Go Irish. Okay. It is about the size of Montgomery. Okay. Maybe a little smaller. I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I lived there, since 1974. So anyway, so again, where do these people live? All you people who don't want rent control, where do these people live? Groceries going up, lights going up, everything going up but your rent. Unless you're going to start giving everybody, once you hit 65 years old, you just automatically get a voucher. Okay, so where are they going to go? You can't rent in Windy Lakes? Oh, really? I didn't know that. I guess they figure you can't buy it, you don't need. But I believe there are people renting houses in Windy Lakes, especially military people who are not here to stay. They're just here temporarily until it's time to get their orders to go someplace else. So I believe there are people renting in Windy Lakes. Okay, I talk about the Irish all the time, brother. That's my team. Okay, that is my team. Okay, and appreciate that, Dr. Joe. I like that elk dog thing. That sounds pretty good. I don't like all the criminals Brandon let into the country. Well, that's true. But I will tell you one thing. Everybody who comes in is not a criminal. Everybody who comes over is not a criminal. They're just not. Yeah. But, everybody has a right to have a desire to live better. Everybody has a right to have that desire. And if I had a problem at all with illegal immigrants, my biggest problem is that why not fight for your own country? Why not fight for where you are rather than try to come over here? Because I believe in 20, 30 years from now, which I'll be gone, I believe that, some of these people, we may be a Muslim country, and then I wouldn't want to be here anyway. So I just think we're trying to change. Don't change our country. Go back to where you're from and change it. Don't try to change us to who you are. If you like who you are, you like your culture that much, then going back to where you're from. I saw a Venezuelan flag in somebody's yard the other day. I said, "I'll be dog. They like Venezuela that much, but they're over here." Started to knock on the door and asked them, "Can I help you pack?" But I decided not to because I didn't feel like getting a butt whooping that day, so I didn't knock on the door. But the next time I see it, I'm just going to go on that door, knock on the door, say, "Where you from?" "I am from Venezuela." "And you think you need to run the Venezuelan flag in America? Huh? Huh?" Then I'll drag them out of the house, whoop them upside the head and keep moving. I'm just saying, I might do that. Okay, this is not Venezuela. It is not Cuba. It is not Puerto Rico, although Puerto Rico, I'm trying to figure what the hell is Puerto Rico. It's not a state. It's not a country. We don't own it. Is it a partnership? What is Puerto Rico? I know it's got something to do with America. They don't pay taxes to us. So what is, can somebody give me the hold on. Where's Siri? Where's Siri when I need her? Oh, there she is right there. Okay, here we go. Excuse me for a second. Hey, Siri, what is the relationship of Puerto Rico to the United States?
Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States of America. and his status differs from the status of the U.S. states.
Well, we know that.
As a territory of the United States, Puerto Rico's 3.2 million residents
are U.S. citizens. Okay. Okay. So it's a territory. I don't exactly know what that means, but okay. Is it like the Aleutian Islands? You know, I don't know what, but I like some of them Puerto Rican dishes over there. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted to make sure. So everybody wants to be part of the United States, but they really just don't want to be part of the United States. They want what the United States has, but they don't want to be compelled to defend it or to, although we got a lot of Puerto Ricans in the U.S. military. Some of my friends, some of my great friends were Puerto Rican back in the day. Okay. Let me see what else is going on today. See, today's my Friday, so I'm just here, just kind of like talking to you guys today. Let you know, I like that one guy on the end of that thing, though. Yeah, I mean, he looked like he is lost as a jaybird. Okay, I mean, this guy, where's he at here? Where's he at here? Okay, let me see. Look at this guy. Okay, this guy right here certainly looks like he is lost. Okay, that guy right there. Yeah, he looks like he's lost. I mean, he really looks like it. He got the flag upside down, and I don't know if they know that means a country in distress. And then the lady next to him, she looks a little bit lost, and the one with the bloomers on her head, she certainly looks lost. Now the one on the end maybe like a transgender or something. I don't know. But anyway, let me go back to. Wait a minute. All right. Wait a minute, Don. Okay. Yes.
It's a possession. It's a possession like Guam. We own it. They don't pay taxes, but they get all the benefits. They can't vote, but they get welfare. And they can come to the United States, but they don't have voting privileges. Aleutian Islands is part of the state of Alaska.
Yeah.
Guam is a possession territory like Puerto Rico.
Huh. Well, okay then. I knew it was something like that, but I didn't exactly know where.
Well, sometimes you just, is there any chance you could go back to school and learn something?
Oh, I learned a lot of things, man, while I was in school.
I mean, there's so many things you don't know about.
But there's so many things you don't know about.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever find out that the judge can't change an order, change a court order?
The judges make the court orders.
Yeah, we know all that BS.
And they can.
I'm just talking about the lie you told. The guy canceled.
He did. He did.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Okay,
wait
a minute.
Prove it. Just prove it, and I'll never call back.
Wait a minute. I even gave you the judge's
name. Prove it, and I'll never call back.
I gave you the judge's name.
Prove it, and I'll never call back.
All you gotta do. Okay. See, Don thinks that a judge cannot dismiss fines, and they can. Okay, because I went down there to Judge Westery and asked to let this one young man had all kinds of. He was 17 years old. He got all kind of driver license. He couldn't never get a driver license, even though the guy was trying to straighten out his life. He couldn't do it because he couldn't get a license. And every job you went to, and I don't know why every job you go to, you got to have a driver license, even when you don't drive. It's an unincorporated territory. Yeah. Okay, and board and 6 other people. What a lot of people do. What a lot of people do room and board with 5 or 6 other people. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'm 70 years old. I want to live in a room with people I don't know. You know, I don't know if I want to do that or not. You know, if I paid for my house, if I lived in this house for 30, 40, 50 years, I should have a right to stay there until I leave without being pushed out by a landlord who wants to raise my rent so he can make more money. I'm saying, now if I die, hey, have at it. and you just go raise rent as high as you need to, you know. But while I'm there, you know, after a certain age, you ought not have to worry about whether or not you're going to have the money to pay the rent. I'm just sorry. I sound like a Democrat, then so be it. You all after you get that old, after paying taxes and taxes and taxes, you ought to be able to be assured that the place where you live, unless it burns down or something, it ought to be a place where I can stay, where I can feel safe and comfortable where I am until my day's end. So and every sense, okay. Well, and they have lawyers to enforce it. I don't care what they got. I don't care what they got. You know, this is America, and some of these older people are the ones by which give us the opportunity to live in this country. Okay, live in this country, and some of these old folks fought wars. You know, it's a shame you go to other countries to help them, but when you get back here, hell, you need some help. Okay, so a judge, just let me get this straight. A judge can dismiss fines on a person in court if they had the heart to do so. Judge, what's his name? He did Worcester. He did it for a young man. For all he walked the streets at night with a heavy bag because he was going to school to Fortis College to learn how to work on air conditioners and stuff like that. That bag was 75 pounds. But since he didn't have a car, because he couldn't get a license, because when he was young, he did something stupid, like we all have. Okay. That when you turn the flag upside down, that means you are in distress. Come on, man. I know you've been out of the Air Force a long time. Let me say, hey Siri, what does an upside down flag mean? U.S. flag.
An upside down American flag is a sign of distress or extreme danger for the country or for the person flying it.
Okay,
it can
good.
also be used as a form of protest.
Yeah.
It's protected as free speech under the First Amendment of the United States
Well,
Constitution.
it may be protected free speech. I got you. Okay, so again, Don, I'm right and you're wrong. Okay, then. I do have a little socialism in me. It's called Social Security. I think we need it. I think we need it. Everybody's not going. The good book said the good book said that the poor would always be with you. He didn't say it had to be me, but we're always going to have somebody who don't have what other people have, and that's okay. We're not all we're not all made the same way. We have different dreams, different things, but anyway. So Don, that flag is a sign of distress. Okay, now these idiots don't know that. Okay, they're just protesting with it, but listen, and I mean, if you can step on the flag, certainly you can turn it upside down if you want to, and that's good. You know that's your right to do that as an American citizen. We don't have to like it, but it is what it is. Now move right along to other things. There are a lot of things I didn't get to this week. Okay, a lot of things I didn't get to. Okay, but those are the anti-protesters out somewhere. Another guy, Jeroy Anderson. He is. He is. Well, I'll stop that again and show you who he is. I don't know. Y'all might be related to this brother or something like that. I don't really know. But well, he's got a couple issues too. Okay, he's got a couple issues too. Okay, that's him right there. He is. Well, he charged with 5 counts of first-degree robbery and 1 count of third-degree robbery. I mean, he just on a robbing spree. But this is the guy right here. Now, this is the guy right here that ticks me off. See, this right here, Sergeant Major Joshua Prescott, sentenced to 4.5 years in prison for possession of child pornography and production of obscene matter. I mean, this guy has lost everything because he wanted to be a freakazoid. Sergeant Major, the highest enlisted rank in the military, in the enlisted of sergeants. Okay, Sergeant Major. Now it ain't the highest position, but it is the highest rank. You got Command Sergeant Major. Okay, and whatever E9s are in the Air Force and all them places. But why? I mean, why? They busted him down to E1. E1. Which means that you're pretty much nothing now. Took all of his money, took all the hard work he did. Um, yeah, I don't know if Trump will pardon him. I don't know if I don't think he only got 4.5 years. I don't think I would pardon him. I don't think the president needs to waste his political capital on this guy. As a sergeant major, I hold him a hell of a lot more accountable than I do the president for honor, okay, and decorum, okay, stuff like that. The UCMJ doesn't have anything to do with the president. Okay, that's the military thing. Presidents can be drunk, whatever they want to be. Yes, he can. Yeah, the judge can. The judge. I didn't say nothing about judgment. I said tickets and fines. He can. He can eradicate them. I'm telling you what I know, not what I'm. Okay, hold it. Somebody send me a number to the Montgomery courthouse. So I'm just going to prove this right now. Okay, I'm just going to prove it right now. I just don't have the number to the courthouse. But if I had the number to the courthouse, I'd call and I would show you that I know what I'm talking about, which is rare. I know what I'm talking about, but I know about this one. I went through that already. Okay. Okay. Can you read what I said? I did read what you said. You said, BS. The judge cannot cancel other judgments. I didn't say nothing about other judgment. I said the fines and the fees. He can't. And that's what he did. Okay? So I'm just telling you. You remind me of the Sergeant Major. You ain't got the same problem he got, do you? I don't know. Anyway, Sergeant Major Joshua Prescott sentenced 4.5 years in prison for possession of child pornography and production of. I mean, what a stupid man. That's all you can say. This guy just plain stupid. Okay, I mean, all that work you did to get to where you were, and because you're flinger danger, what a dumb man. He don't need to go to jail. He needs to go to a mental institute. Okay, I mean, that's what he needs to do. He needs to go to a mental institute. That's all I can say. Anyway, moving right along to other things. I just hate when that happens to one of our illustrious leaders, because you work hard to get that rank. You work hard. You put up with a lot of crap. And my brother Charles would fight. Yeah. Okay. Anything else new? Okay, I already talked about the sheriff and that ugly hats. Also, the owner of a long-standing local restaurant, of course, she died, Miss Vicky, leaving the Montgomery Community Restaurant staff grieving. Vicky Lyman is owner of Vicky's Lunch Van, passed on February the 2nd. She was 70 years old. Right now, the place is closed right now. I don't know when they're going to be back open, but right now I think they're closed. Vicky had a generous spirit. She did. I knew her, and just good people. Over the years, Lyman obituary notes the brick and mortar location 106 Coliseum Boulevard, which notably serves cheeseburgers, hot dogs, and nacho salad, has been a mainstay in Montgomery for years. So I don't know when they're going to open back up, but they're closed right now for the time being. So our prayers go out to their families and to all of her friends and the patrons and the customers who went to visit her every day to get some of that good chow over there. Okay. All right, moving on to other things. Oh, here's something. Montgomery dismisses an online sales tax lawsuit. And I think so. Listen, now, I believe that if you buy things from overseas, oh, thank you, appreciate that. I believe if you buy things from overseas or from online, if you can prove, well, if you can prove that it was exactly that, because from what I tell, the FBI said they didn't have any proof that he was doing what everybody say he was doing. And if you can't believe the FBI, who can you believe? So I don't know. Okay, but let me call let me call the city right quick. Say I know what I'm talking about again, because my mind is made up. I know what I'm talking about. All right, so let me call 33 for. See, because I know a judge can dismiss fines. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. What's the number here? Oh, here it is right here. Okay. Let me be your joy and laughter. Togetherness. Well, it's all about just call my name and I'll be there. Okay, where's that number at? Oh, come on, man. Yeah. Really? Oh, there it is. 241-2776. Okay. 334-241-2776. 2776. Let's see if I'm brilliant as I think I am. Mm-hmm. So where's it at? Oh, they stopped the brother because they thought I was they thought I was one of them, what do you call them things? Spam calls. Okay. Can't seem to get it in there. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I heard you correctly.
Yes.
Did you say that the FBI has concluded that he was not guilty of any of the allegations?
No, I said they according to what I read the other day, they found no evidence that he was running a whatever they wanted to call his island. Okay,
so what your previous caller said that he was convicted under the Obama administration and he was actually in jail. So what was he in jail for?
Now that's an interesting question because I don't know what he was in jail for. Because if he was in jail for this, then why are we still having the conversations about it?
Well, that contradicts what you said. You said that the FBI said that he did not do it, but your previous caller said he was convicted.
No. I said that they wrote that they did not find any evidence to show where he was actually having a wholesale island to service men with young women.
So what was he convicted of?
Now that I don't know. I can find out. Hold. Hey.
Well, then you can't unequivocally say that he was not convicted when you say you don't know.
I said
that's contradictory.
No. I'm saying they said they didn't have any evidence that he was running an island for the purpose of serving old men with young women. Okay.
But you don't know what he was convicted of.
I don't know. Not totally no, but that ain't nothing unusual. I mean, a lot of people.
I got it. So you was really critical of the Sergeant Major, which you should be, because he was found guilty. You was critical of him. But it seems like
because he's a Sergeant Major in the United States Army.
I agree. I'm agreeing with you. You should be. But these powerful people that are being protected, and we getting this slow leak of these Epstein files, which a federal judge ruled that they're supposed to give all of it out. They're redacting it. They're sending out bits and pieces. In Europe, they're holding their people. The prince lost his title. The prime. I mean, there are a lot of people in Europe are being held accountable for the association. Are you aware of that?
Matter of fact, what's his name? Prince Charlie or Prince Harry, whatever his name is, they was getting on his butt for a minute. But again, I really don't care. That's their country. I don't care.
I understand, but it seems like you're having it both ways, where you're saying that there's no proof of this going on, but then there's proof that. And again, I'm just saying that it seems like even yesterday, the Attorney General. Yeah. When they asked her about, and this is Republican, Massey now,
right?
Is there ongoing investigation with this? And she said, "What? Do you know?"
No. I'm tired of hearing about it. I don't want to get into the Epstein files. I don't care.
I got you. Yeah. So these 12, they said yesterday there was a young girl as young as age 9. Mm-hmm. Kevin, if that was your daughter, if that was your niece, you probably would have a different point of view.
If I didn't have proof that people lie all the time about sexual things, then I may be a little bit more sympathetic. But there has been proof. We have counselors who have convinced young ladies that they were sexually abused by their father. And
I got you.
And Mama.
So because one person may have lied in the past,
more than one.
I'm just saying, you're going to discount everybody else. Those ladies that stood up in the back of the hearing yesterday, where the Attorney General would not even turn around and says, "Hey, I hate what happened to you. We're going to get to the bottom of this. I hear you." She wouldn't even acknowledge them that they were there.
I think when I looked at her and I looked at them, I think if we could be sure that the only reason why they going after her as hard as they are is because they want the unadulterated truth rather than playing politics with it. My attitude would be a little bit different. But and listen, and both sides have done this. The Republicans have done it. The Democrats have done it. They want to play "I got you" rather than "let me help you."
Yes, sir. And again, before your caller calls in, not self-righteous Willie, I'm just saying you were really critical of the sergeant major, which you should be. But it seems that these powerful people, some of them run the most powerful companies in the world, had multiple trips on that aircraft. On that passenger plane going over to the island. They wasn't going to drink drinks with little umbrellas in them, Kevin. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, but hey, unless we can prove that they got involved in something over there, they was on a plane trip. But again, I hold military people in a higher stand than I do civilian leaders. I do. I hold them, especially those way up in the upper officer ranks and the upper NCO ranks. I hold them because those are the people that they told me I had to put my life in. They put in charge of my life. Okay. If I didn't trust the guy in the airplane with me, and the hell I'm gonna jump out of it. If I didn't trust him to make sure that my equipment was working, it was attached fully, and going in the pitch black dark of night, jumping out of an airplane, I had to trust them. I had to trust what they say. They said trust your equipment, and integrity and honor was everything. Civilians don't have that. A lot of them have that type of attitude, but most of them was in the military. So I just don't have that respect for civilian leadership often. But I do have it for military leadership because those stripes mean something. Now out here, if your mama and daddy own the company, or your Uncle Joe owns it, or Billy Bob, you might become CEO of a company. But in the military, there's a little bit more to it than just getting a position. So that's right. I don't really care. I really just don't care what the whole Epstein thing. I'm glad I wasn't on the airplane with them. I'll tell you that much. Because then they said I was doing something. Hakeem. Oh yeah, I heard Hakeem Jeffries the other day. Hold Hakeem Jeffries to his associate with Jeffrey Epstein. See there? And therein lies. Okay, who's the Speaker of the House? Isn't he Speaker of the House? Okay, yeah, I think he is. Yeah. So we have our picks and chooses. I ain't been burned by too many women. I don't have a problem with women, but women have been known to lie on a man, and it's hard to prove. It's hard to unprove a negative. Like they'll say, "Hey, when'd you start beating your wife?" Well, I never beat my wife. What I heard, and now you're sitting there. Now, wait a minute. Now you're sitting there trying to defend yourself against something that never happened, but because the allegation is made, now you have to defend yourself. Hey, when you slap your dog, I ain't never slapped. So Don, what you want? Yes, Don.
One of the biggest people on the plane was Willie Clinton.
And he was on the plane.
Him accountable, huh?
And he was on the plane. That's true.
Yeah, many times. And Hakeem, that makes me sound like you're trying to cough up something, but Hakeem Jeffries was begging money out of Epstein while he was in prison for his campaign. Does Willie want to hold him accountable? It's amazing. People like Willie always talk about powerful people, but he don't mention one name of anybody, does he?
Maybe that's right. I gotta go. My time's up. Anyway, we appreciate those rumors about Jeffries. Okay, where's rumors about everybody? And I agree with you. Hold them accountable. But I hold military people in a higher degree of respect than I do civilian leaders, unless I know that civilian leader personally. So yeah, I don't. This Sergeant Major should have known. He knows better than what he was doing. He knows better. He's a leader of men. Like you. I hold you even though you're a Democrat, I hold you in a higher esteem than any Democrat I know. Because not only are you a retired Marine, you are a first sergeant, which is my superior, and I know I know they didn't give it to you. Civilian job, they give you stuff. They didn't give it to you. You earned it. Okay, so yeah, I hold. I don't. Civilians just get on my nerve most of the time anyway. Because deep down, way down deep inside me, I'm still a soldier. I'm going to be one till I leave. As a matter of fact, but the day that they put me in the ground, I just want you guys to have some chicken, but make it home cooked chicken. Just make it home cooked chicken, because I think chicken is part of our problem, but we need to have it. You can have one more bite. Anyway, my time's up. Clinton is going to tell all the secrets when he comes before committee. He'll probably say, unless they get, the only way he's going to do that is they give him unadulterated amnesty. Okay, so we'll see. Anyway, man, where did the time go when you having fun? The show where you can have a conversation about anything and it'll turn on a dime. But I ain't scared. Was it Roberto? You say I ain't scared. We'll talk about it. So anyway, you guys have a great weekend. I won't be back until. But now, starting next month, I'm going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays, so I can have 3-day weekends the other way. Yeah, I'm gonna have 3 weekends from now on. I ain't sitting there working on the week every day of the week. We ain't gonna do that no more, unless the money is right. The only way I do that job is that they give me and I luck up and find a radio job, but I don't think I'm gonna find one. I think it's over. Remember this: it is not the falling that gives you the strength. It is getting up each and every time you do. Right? And today's I'm gonna give you today's I'll give it to you tomorrow. No, I'm good. Yesterday's lesson in life is really interesting. Going through tough times is like a medicine bottle. It doesn't do much good by itself. It must be open and the medicine drink from it to heal. It may taste bad going down, but in order to benefit from the medicine, it must be swallowed. Good morning to you. Hope you have a great day. I had a great time today, so we're gonna replay this show later on, right? We'll be back. I know he's of the house, whatever. What did I call it? I don't know what I call it. I get so discombobulated some mornings. Anyway, y'all have a great day. See you later.